Hey, what's going on, guys? Pilo Trades here. Hey, it's Friday. While we wait for these dividends to kick in, let's take a look at the M1 algorithm, see what it bought for the week. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so just as a recap, this portfolio sits at 28,683 with 97 cents. We are up 1,898 and 51 cents. That is a percentage. We are up 8.09%. The Lazy Pie is up. As a reference, this is on the 1 year chart. Right, so the Lazy Pie is up 7,224. We are up 10%, 10.01% on that pie. Cover Calls Pie is up 2.10%. Weekly Dividend Pie is up 10.95%. And the REITs Pie is up 9.44%. All right, so here we go. This is what the algorithm bought on May 5th. This was this past Monday. Total value was $180 and 47 cents. So what I'm doing with this portfolio, even though we're depositing $150 every week and pairing that up with the dividends, I tend to keep some of those gains, keep some of those profits in the brokerage account and just building it up. Honestly, I'm doing that because I try to follow big money, right? So someone like Warren Buffett, who hasn't unleashed that massive funds that he has in that account, right? Since he hasn't unleashed any of that, or maybe he's doing it little by little and we just don't notice, I'm holding off, in the hopes that the market drops significantly so I can, come in and dollar cost average, like I always do. But honestly, whether that happens or not, worst case scenario, I'm just going to end up with, a big pile of cash standing on the sidelines, waiting for something that I can just dollar cost average, right, individually, as opposed to if the whole market comes down. So worst case scenario, I'll end up with a big pile of cash. If not, I'll just invest it, right? I'll just let it sit there and gain interest. So the algorithm bought some ARE, some CRF, some good, USOI, IWMY, some XDTE, some ABR, some LAND, some QDTE, some CLM, and some BlackRock. So again, we're looking at the 1 year charts. This is since May 9th of 2024. We are up 1,877 and 91 cents. So here's a breakdown of the account and how dividends and net cash flow affect the total return, right? So again, current value is 28,663 and 37 cents. I know these numbers, change maybe a few dollars here and there, maybe a few cents here and there. But since the market opened and I am taking screenshots, I'm catching the screenshots and I'm looking at the portfolio at different times. And since the market is open, obviously these numbers are going to go up and down depending on how the market is doing. That's why there's a change in those numbers. But as of taking of the screenshot, that's the current value. We have a net cash flow of 8,296 and 2 cents. Market gain is down. So we are down on the market gain 1,297 and 41 cents. But since, that date, May 9th, 2024, we have received 3,175 and 32 cents in dividends. So when you pair your dividends earned with your market gain, you get that total gain of 1,877 and 91 cents. So, it's just some basic math. You subtract one from the other, and that's how you end up with a money weighted return percentage of 8%. And, last over here on the stats, we have 33 holdings. I say it in all my videos on M1. It's a little much. I would like to see that at maybe 20, 25. So maybe we can start shaving off some of the things that either are not paying or are not performing on the dividend side, or maybe some things that maybe we can, that has outperformed or maybe outdone its purpose in the portfolio, and allocate those funds to something, better. So we can go ahead and take a look. But at this point, I think we've hit some type of bottom if we haven't already. But honestly, that's getting a little too close to trying to time the market, and I'm not about that. So, it's just a matter of, letting it slide, looking at all these holdings that I have and see which one is worth letting go and which one's not, or which one you think those, funds are better allocated at, and just shave off from something that has outperformed the portfolio. The expense ratio is 0.36, which again, I say it in all my videos, is a little high. That dividend yield though, 16.34%. I think it kind of evens it out, kind of outweighs that expense ratio. So that's pretty much it, guys, for how the portfolio is doing. I got to clock into work. So while we wait for these dividends to kick in, and then I'll update you on that. Remember, keep dollar cost averaging, keep investing. Till next one, take care.